Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with the Kems. I'm Stefan, and today we're serving up pork chops with a honey soy glaze, asparagus, and garlic fried rice. A lot of people think pork chops are hard to make. It's lean and can dry out if it's overcooked. I'll show you how to make perfectly juicy pork chops. So let's get cooking. Let's work on the garlic paste for the pork chop. First, we're going to peel the garlic. I like to use my knife and give a nice smash before placing it in the mortar. I'm going to sprinkle in some salt to help the garlic break down easier. We're not shy about the garlic in this kitchen. It just adds so much flavor to your dish. Using a mortar releases the garlic flavor directly compared to mincing and other preparations. Then we'll add some fresh cracked pepper and we're going to give it a nice stir. Once the garlic is ready, let's marinate our pork chops. I have these beautiful bone-in pork chops, and we're going to split the paste evenly on each pork chop. And we're going to go in with some vegetable oil. I like using vegetable oil because it has a high smoke point. Now I'm going to massage all of that goodness into the pork. Then we'll set that aside for a couple of minutes. You can even marinate this for 30 minutes or more. For the garlic fried rice, we're going to use about 4 cloves of garlic. First, we're going to peel, slice, and then give a nice rough chop. Then we'll set that aside for later. Prepping the asparagus is super easy. All we're gonna do is clean, trim off the ends, and cut at a bias. Let's work on our soy honey glaze. Going into a medium sauce pot, some low sodium soy sauce, Mirin, which is a Japanese cooking wine, and some wildflower honey. And we can't forget the garlic. Give it a nice smash with the knife and peel. Then we are going on medium-high heat and whisk until slightly reduced. This shouldn't take long because of the sugars. Cut the heat and then we'll add our cold butter. Make sure the butter is cold because as you stir it in, it creates a nice emulsification and texture for the glaze. Set that aside and let's cook the pork chops. I'm using a cast iron pan on medium-high heat. I like to heat it up for a couple of minutes before swirling in some oil. You want that sizzle when the pork hits the pan. Depending on the thickness and size of your pork chop, it should take about 2 to 3 minutes per side. After flipping once, it should take about the same amount of time. Turn the heat down slightly before adding the glaze right on top. This is important because the high sugars will burn if the pan is too hot. Make sure to baste the pork one last time before removing and allowing the pork to rest. For the asparagus, I'm using a sauté pan on high heat with some oil. We are working quick, making sure to not overcook. Sprinkle with a little salt, and then finish with about a teaspoon of butter. In the same pan, while it's still hot, we're going to toast our garlic for the fried rice. Once the garlic is at a light brown, it's time to add the rice in. You can use day-old rice or fresh rice here. Make sure to be gentle not to break up the grains. Then season with some kosher salt and some fresh cracked pepper. Give it one last stir. Now let's plate up. I'm placing the rice slightly to the side of the round plate so we can showcase that beautiful bone-in pork chop. Then we're going in with the asparagus around the pork. And that honey soy glaze right on top. The color and slight char is because of that Maillard reaction, the caramelization of sugars that results in a marriage of sweet and savory. And let's put a simple garnish of green scallions to finish the dish. Now let's cut into the pork. Wow, the pork is light pink, but white through and through. For any viewers that are still wary about the pink, just cook for an extra 30 seconds until the internal temperature is about 145 degrees Fahrenheit. The old standard was 160 degrees Fahrenheit, but that usually results in a tough, well done chop. Just look at how moist and juicy it still is. Let's give it a taste. That pork chop was so tender and it went so well with the garlic rice and asparagus. It was definitely a hit with my family. There's nothing left. I hope you enjoyed this video and give this recipe a try. Thank you for all of your support so far. These videos have been so fun to make. Tell us in the comments what you'd like to see next. Follow us on Instagram at Cooking Kems, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.